2017 Eagles, 07 Giants. These two teams played 10 years away from each other. Carson Wentz, he runs out of the pocket. He throws deep. Diving catch by his receiver, Alshon Jeffrey. And Jake Elliott, he would knock in a field goal. Eli Manning, he would throw deep to Ahmad Bradshaw. It's intercepted by Ronald Darby. This was one of 4 interceptions for Eli Manning. Carson Wentz, he throws short left to Whoa Nelly, and he turns on the Jets, getting the ball into the red zone, and Carson would finish off this drive, giving it to Alshon Jeffrey in the end zone for a touchdown. It's 10-0. Darren Sproles, who has had one of the best punt returning seasons in the BTFL, runs around defenders, and he could go all the way. Touchdown Darren Sproles. Is a 17-0 game. Ahmad Bradshaw, he's small and fast, kind of like Darren Sproles. He takes the Giants into Eagle territory. But then Eli Manning throws a drive-killing interception to Malcolm Jenkins. Next drive, Eli Manning throws it into Eagles territory, but then Eli Manning is sacked by Brandon Graham. The Eagles don't have to pass the ball, but they decide to anyway as the game's about to end. Wentz gets sacked, he fumbles. Ball's recovered by Antonio Pierce for a touchdown. Eagles win 17-7. They're 12-2. Giants are 2-12. And the Philadelphia Eagles, they lock up the NFC East with this win. Congratulations to them and their head coach, Doug Peterson. 68 Jets, 09 Saints. Both of these teams are in the wild card spot in their selective conferences. P.L. Thomas, he takes the handoff and he goes up the left side, getting it close to midfield, and then Drew Brees would shock the world, throwing it to Jeremy Shockey, and Jeremy Shockey makes it into the red zone. P.L. Thomas, he takes the handoff and he runs into the end zone for the touchdown, getting the Saints on the board. Next drive, Namath, a contested catch by George Sauer, and then George Sauer would catch it again, eventually getting a touchdown. It's a tie ball game. P.L. Thomas, Drew Brees' favorite running back, he runs it up the left side, and then Drew Brees throws it up the seam to Robert Meacham for the touchdown. Nobody could catch him. He kind of split the defense there. In retaliation, Namath to Don Maynard for the touchdown. Both starting receivers for the Jets have touchdowns. Before the end of the half, P.L. Thomas, he gets the ball up the middle, getting it into Jets territory, but the field goal is no good by John Carney. Can the Jets capitalize off of this? The deep pass to Don Maynard, and Don Maynard gets tackled inside the red zone, and Jim Turner adds the field goal. It's 17-14 at halftime. Jets get the ball first, and Joe Namath throws a contested catch to George Sauer, and Emerson Boozer boozes it into the end zone. 10-point ball game. P.L. Thomas, he takes the handoff, and he gets it past midfield, and Drew Brees does it all himself in the red zone for the touchdown. 3-point ball game. Right before the end of the game, inside 2 minutes, the Saints get into Jets territory and Drew Brees gets sacked. It's a fumble. Ball recovered by Al Atkinson. And that's how the Jets end the game. 3-point contest. Both teams end 8-6. Saints are slipping. If the Panthers win, they're division leaders. If the Packers win, they lock up their division. Brett Favre, he starts it off by throwing it deep to Robert Brooks, making it close to the red zone, and Chris Jackie adds the field goal after the drive stalls. Cam Newton, in Packers territory, calls his own number, but he gets tackled, and it's a fumble. Somehow they recover the ball out of bounds. Next drive for the Panthers, the Packers do nothing with that. Jonathan Stewart, 2 consecutive carries in Packers territory, and he would whoop his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Next drive for the Panthers, the diving catch by Greg Olsen, the tight end, from Cam Newton, and he would get tackled in Packers territory. And then on the next play, Corey Brown would catch Cam Newton's first touchdown pass of the game. It's 14-3. Edgar Bennett, he really needs to get things started in this game for the Packers to have a chance, but Brett Favre gets sacked out of field goal range by Jared Allen. Ted Ginn, he gets the pass by Cam Newton, and then Cam Newton does the sweep, calling his own number, and he fumbles again, and Packers again recover the ball out of bounds somehow. Edgar Bennett, he saw that Brett Favre was unable to do anything on the last Packers drive. He zooms his way into Panthers territory, and he gets the touchdown. Packers get the ball after the Panthers do nothing. Brett Favre on the play-action fake gets sacked. It's a fumble recovered by Peanut Tillman, and on the drag route, Ted Ginn gets the touchdown, and the Panthers win 21-10. Eagles lock up home field advantage throughout, and Panthers are division leaders. 88 Bengals, 98 Vikings. Vikings need to win this game to stay in playoff contention. Randall Cunningham, he throws it deep to Robert Smith, and then Robert Smith gets the handoff. He gets tackled. It's a fumble. Ball is recovered by Ray Horton, and he could go all the way. Vikings defenders are nipping at his heels. He has the touchdown. Bengals take an early 7-0 lead. Randall Cunningham makes up for this, throwing it deep to Robert Smith, and Robert Smith would get the ball to the 1-yard line and would run it in for the touchdown. It's a tie ball game. Jimmy Alfred Hitchcock intercepts Boomer Esiason, and then Chris Carter, he catches the ball down the right side. Eventually on third down, Carl Zander would sack Cunningham, and Gary Anderson would knock in a field goal. It's 10-7. Boomer Esiason on the next few drives would get intercepted, that time by Robert Griffith and another Robert. Robert Smith would run the ball up the middle, yet again getting it into the end zone for the touchdown. Last-ditch effort on fourth down. Boomer Esiason would run out of the pocket. He would get sacked by Ed McDaniel, and the Vikings win 24-7. And they could still wrap up the NFC North if the Packers keep losing. 2000 Ravens at 87 Browns. Browns got shut out by the Ravens last time. This time, after a good kick return, the Browns set up in good position in Ravens territory, and Ernest Biner runs the ball into the end zone for the touchdown. Next drive, Kozar deep to Reggie Foghorn, Langhorn, and Ravens defenders are nipping at his heels. And then Kozar throws it into the end zone to the other receiver. Webster slaughters for the touchdown. Next drive for the Browns, Kevin Mack catches the ball deep. The Ravens defender completely whiffs on him. And then on the next play, Ernest Biner gets the ball into the end zone for the touchdown. Browns take a 21-0 lead. Trent Dilfer, he goes deep to Kadre Ishmael, getting the Ravens finally on the board 21-7. And then Trent Dilfer, he throws it deep. The diving catch by Travis Taylor, and this would lead to a Matt Stover made field goal. Next drive for the Ravens, Shannon the sharp-dressed man makes it into Browns territory, and it looks like Trent Dilfer is going to get sacked, but he doesn't, and he throws the ball deep to the sharp-dressed man for the touchdown. It's a 4-point ball game, but not so fast. Kozar throws it deep to Reggie Foghorn Langhorn, and Ravens defenders look foolish after trying to tackle him. They can't. It's a 2-possession ball game. Trent Dilfer, he throws it into the end zone to Kadre Ishmael. The Ravens need to recover the onside kick. They can't. They lose the game by 4 points, and they are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. 72 Dolphins at 90 Bills. Thurman Thomas, he gets the direct snap, and he weaves through defenders. Lloyd Christmas is still saying there could be a chance as Thurman Thomas goes, get off me, getting it into Dolphins territory. And then Frank Reich, the comeback kid, rolls out of the pocket. He gives it over the middle to Andre Reed. And Thurman Thomas, he bucks it up, getting it into the end zone for the touchdown. It's a 7-0 game. Bob Greasy, he goes over the middle, shallow to Marv Fleming, making it close to the red zone. This would lead to a Garo Yepremian made field goal. It's a 4-point ball game. Bob Greasy, he throws it deep to Mercury Morris, and then he gives it to Larry Zonka on the shovel pass for the touchdown. The big man makes it in. Fast forward to the fourth quarter, 2 minutes and change. Thurman Thomas, he weaves through defenders, making it into Dolphins territory, and then Frank Reich throws it over the middle. Get off me, says Thurman Thomas for the touchdown. Bills take a 4-point lead. Bob Greasy, he throws it deep down the left side to Paul Warfield. Last-ditch effort. Bob Greasy runs out of the pocket. He gets tackled. Bills win 14-10. Lloyd Christmas is still saying there could be a chance. 2012 Texans, 99 Jaguars. Rematch from week 1. The Texans won. First drive, Arian Foster's freeze would make it into Jaguars territory, but then Tony Brackens and Lonnie Martz would sack Schaub on 2 consecutive plays, and then he's sacked again by Seth. Bring on the pain! Next drive for the Texans, Arian Foster's freeze would run into Jaguars territory. He would get injured. He would be replaced by the fullback James Casey again. Someone's doing a bad job setting these depth charts. And then Matt Schaub would throw it over the middle to Owen Daniels, and after the drive stalled, Shane Graham would knock in the field goal, 3-0. Jaguars really have to get things started here. Mark Brunell would throw deep down the left side to his favorite receiver, Jimmy Smith, and then Keenan McCardell would wait into the end zone for the touchdown. It's 7-3. Celebrate there, Mark Brunell. Later on in the fourth quarter, Mark Brunell would roll out of the pocket. He would throw it deep down the right side to James Stewart, and James Stewart would make it close to the red zone. Mike Hollis would knock in the field goal. Last-ditch effort for the Texans will be on a kick return, and Keyshawn Martin would get tackled. Houston loses 10-3, and Jacksonville could overtake the Colts for the division. 08 Cardinals, 91 Redskins start off the same way that Ernest Biner has started off most of his games recently. A run, a tackle, and a fumble recovered by Gerald Hayes. Edgerrin James, he runs it, he gets tackled, he would get injured, and he is the second running back on the Cardinals to get injured. He'd be replaced by Tim Hightower, but Tim Hightower, he had a monster game today. He was the MVP for the Arizona Cardinals. He gets tackled inside the red zone, and after the drive stalled, Neil Rackers knocked in a field goal. They get the first points. Mark Rippon, he rips it over the middle to the Hall of Fame receiver Art Monk, and then Ernest Biner, he makes the Cardinals defenders look foolish, turns on the Jets, gets the ball into the red zone, and then Mark Rippon, play action bootleg, he throws on the wheel route to Ernest Biner. It's a 7-3 ball game. Kurt Warner, he's in the red zone. He throws an interception to Darrell Green, the interception leader in the BTFL, and then on the next drive, he throws it on the wheel route to Tim Hightower this time, and then to the flats to Ben Patrick. And Ben Patrick makes it inside the red zone, but like the drive before, Kurt Warner is intercepted again on a ball intended for early Doucette to Darrell Green. Next drive, old reliable Larry Fitzgerald, he gets some yards, and then Tim Hightower, he switches field from the right to the left, getting it into the red zone. But then last-ditch effort, fourth down and long, Kurt Warner, no pressure in his face, he throws it to early Doucette, and the Cardinals do nothing with it. The Cardinals are mathematically eliminated, and the Redskins are 9-5.